In my last Sonic Frontiers video, which kinda popped off by the way, a lot of people in the comments didn't like how I addressed cyberspace, as I am not too fond of it, but that doesn't mean it will be completely horrible. In this video, I plan to give a more open view on cyberspace and how it will play and what is there to look forward to, and also some things that aren't very good about it. I want to keep things objective, and overall this is my opinion, not the truth, but I like to back up my opinions with facts, so do keep that in mind. Anyway, let's get into it. Quickly, before we get into it, make sure to join my Discord server to suggest videos, or just talk about Sonic or literally anything. My Discord server is always going to be open. I'll try and be as active as possible and talk to as many of you guys as possible, so make sure to join. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
Sonic Frontiers.
The gameplay we have seen in cyberspace is back to the linear level design and overall feel of Forces. Now, before you leave a comment saying that the levels aren't linear, they are. But that's not a bad thing either. I grew up on linear levels after all, so I get why they are good for Boost Sonic. Just the fact that it really looks like Forces is what's throwing me off here. I remember playing Forces and it was quite a different experience than Sonic Unleashed. Sonic levels work well when you have a giant space and the room to reach extremely high speeds in those levels. In these levels that we see in Frontiers, I don't think you can do that. For example, in Jungle Joyride and Unleashed, it is so fun running through the jungle and reaching insane speeds on the water. I just don't think the cyberspace levels have anything like that. It just isn't fast enough to my liking, but it will still play good enough, I think. I don't know. I'm very mixed on the gameplay. I feel like I will not hate the levels, I just think they won't be my favorite thing in the game. And the boost, in my opinion, seems like they tried to nerf the boost but didn't do it well. They made these levels rather slow but also very strange. The level design and overall look and feel of these levels seem to be very Forces-like. I'll include some gameplay right now of Chemical Plant so you know what I'm talking about.
You didn't have to cut me off. Like that we were nothing. I don't even need your love.
Now, the visuals of the game and the aesthetic of it is all very cool. I am very much in support of the aesthetic of these cyberspace levels. It gives off that cool, like, cyber sort of world with all the glitching and shit. It's super cool, and all these levels on a graphical and artistic side look incredible, and I'm not surprised they look good, as the open zone also looks extremely good. I'll include some gameplay from Tokyo Game Show that Jaden from Sonic Show did some audio editing and fixing up the gameplay to make it look nicer. Shout out to him. It's from Sky Sanctuary. But yeah, it looks amazing. Roll the clip. As you can see from the gameplay, yes, it has bad level design, and it's sort of linked from Sky Sanctuary from Sonic Gen, but still, the aesthetic of it is really cool, and I am 100% in support of that. I think it looks amazing, and also the music. Let me just quickly do that in visuals and art side. The music sounds really good, and I really like it. How it sounds kind of like Forces, but not as, you know, EDM and just ear blasting bad. It actually sounds really good, and I really like it. Alright, so there's been a lot of debate about how many cyberspace levels there will be. Now, a lot of people are saying that they are kind of like special stages of cyberspace. But on the other hand, a lot of the info aims towards the cyberspace being a third of the game. Now I think what they mean by this is no, they are not making 10 hours worth of Sonic levels, but more the portal gears to collect all the cyberspace stuff will equal about a third of the game. Could be wrong, I feel like the cyberspace actual levels will be like 3 to 6 hours of cyberspace in a realistic world. Because honestly, I don't think 10 hours is that realistic to look for, as that's more than like Forces and I think even Unleashed. But then again, there's very little evidence to confirm that, so we'll see how it goes.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
Once again, I talked about this in my last video, but the level design is copied for at least most of the levels in some form. But I think there may be some original levels in the mix with similar environments. And I do like the story of Sonic regaining his memories through cyberspace, but we don't know if that's fully confirmed or not. Honestly, that could be a really cool storyline, but also it'd kind of be a bit Breath of the Wildy and stealing their thunder a bit, but we'll see. I'm not 100% sure though that's actually happening, but yeah, I think it could be cool. And I also do think it's kind of shoehorned in there by Sega a little bit so they can steal level design and self-plagiarize a tiny bit, but we'll see. So Sonic Frontiers is still looking good apart from the cyberspace, which has its own problems, but probably won't ruin the game like I said in my last video. I feel like I was a bit harsh on the cyberspace in my last video, and seeing as a lot of you guys made it very apparent that you guys think that the cyberspace will be good, or maybe even just okay. Right now I'm not going to say anything too major like this game will suck or it's the best game ever. We need to wait a month and a bit for this game to actually come out so we can see if it's good or not. But as we see right now, I would give the game an 8 out of 10 with what we have seen. Could change, who knows. I think it's looking pretty good besides the cyberspace. And honestly, it could be a 9 or 10 out of 10 if it's really, really good. Anyway, that's about it for this video. Like, sub, hit bell so you know when I make more of these videos. And yeah, make sure to join the Discord as I'm trying to be more active there. And I'll see you guys next time for another video. See ya, freaking nerds.